Here we are inside Al-Dura Stadium, on the pitch of Al-Dura Stadium, the sole standing stadium inside the Gaza Strip. 9 football stadia have been destroyed and flattened to the ground, including in Khan Yunis, in Gaza, northern Gaza, and central Gaza. This stadium remains the only scene for the football or the sports in Gaza, because Israel has almost destroyed every football facility inside the besieged enclave and has also wreaked havoc in every single inch around these venues. Now, the pitch of this stadium has been removed because it has been totally destroyed after people have used it as a ground or for their shelter, because this place has been turned into shelter since the start of October 2023 for many displaced families coming from several areas across the Strip, particularly from northern Gaza. And now, given the fact that people have left, many families have left, although there are still tents, and you can see that in the background, even on the stands there are still tents, and even on the other parts of those stands there are also tents, and people trying to play football, and people don't have anywhere to go. So after people have left, we can see that this is just now a sandy pitch. It's no longer a pitch, and it's rough, it's not flat, and of course it needs so much repair until it can really become a football stadium again. But that is quite impossible because the materials that are needed to make this feasible are not available inside Gaza. Therefore, people don't know what to do, but I think this is what is left, provided this is what is left of the whole sporting scene in Gaza. There are ongoing, intensified efforts to make this a football stadium again. But I think it might take time, given the fact, or because there are still some families inside the stadium who are taking shelter and who don't have any homes because their homes have been destroyed, or they cannot really return to their homes because the Israeli military is present in their neighborhoods. So this is the scene from one of the stadiums, from the only standing stadium, the intact stadium inside Gaza. And of course, FIFA has not commented, no international community, the international community hasn't either, and no footballing governing body has even said a word about the total annihilation of the sporting scene inside the beleaguered territory. This is a war crime, as this has been turned into shelter. Palestinian sports have been laid down. Palestinian sports have bled a lot during the genocide, but no one has even said a word. I remember this scene very well, very vividly, before the genocide in Gaza. It was a very vibrant, bustling scene where fans and players from several areas across the besieged territory would come in to enjoy football games in the first tier, in the Premier League, the second tier, the third tier, and the stands were erupting every weekend. Every weekend, the stands were erupting, the sounds were echoing in the sky of Gaza. However, this is one of the main outlets for Palestinians here in Gaza, but now it's just a view of destruction. It's just a view, not all of destruction, but it's a scene of unending trauma and displacement and grief for Palestinians, because their trauma has not ended. Being compounded every single day because they don't have homes, they don't have housing units, they don't have anything. So the question remains, what will make this stadium lively and vibrant again, and an entertainment scene or stage for the entire population who have been besieged, who have been suffocated, subjugated and oppressed in just a tiny space or a tiny landscape, 365 square kilometers. I feel very overwhelmingly saddened by what I'm seeing right now, because I remember this pitch. I was coming to this stadium multiple times in the past to watch football games and to cheer on the teams who are playing there. It was a lovely, lovely, lovely scene, as any other fans around the world would love to have. But right now, this is what it is. This is what it is. It's a wasteland. It's a damaged landscape. How can we get this back again? FIFA has not said it would help Gaza rebuild its sporting scene. Not the international community, not the footballing world governments or anyone. Like no one, even from the footballing figures like Garulik and the others, they haven't said any word in support of Gaza sports and Gaza's football in particular. Even the other organizations have not said anything. The academies, and we have been pleading to every organization to give us a hand to rebuild what was devastated from the stadiums, and to rebuild the stadium to make it the first resumed to make it the first resumed footballing scene for the entirety of the population. But today it's not. It's just it needs time, a lot of time, it needs years. So this is a heartbreaking time, and I hope that this will usher the repairing of this stadium, will usher and the re-thriving of the entire footballing scene inside Gaza. Hopefully all stadiums will be rebuilt and the players will come back to playing football, and fans can really go to the stadiums and cheer on their favorite teams. So there is the scene inside Al Dura Stadium in Deir al Balah, the sole standing in the besieged territory.